You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports Porters. Well, we got breaking news in here. And don't look now. Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, actually gave up a fifth-round pick. He didn't actually keep one. He's got to be distraught right now. He's got to put Andrew Berry, get this man some therapy. He lost a fifth-round pick. I got to tell you, not a Browns fan, but I like the move. I do. I like the move. They got themselves just like that, a starting good, solid, pretty good, solid right tackle, starting right tackle. And they've already signed him to an extension. The guy's getting paid on top of it. But let's get to the specifics of this. You got it done. What have I been saying for the last week, folks? Deals get done at the scouting combine. When they get to the scouting combine, you work out trades. You start talking free agency. You start getting lathered up. These guys, they sit around at dinner time. After the combine's over, they get liquored up. They're eating their steaks. St. Elmo's. Things happen. And here we are. The Texans and the Browns have agreed to terms on a trade to send right tackle Tytus Howard to Cleveland in exchange for a fifth-round pick. Much-needed O-line help, plus Howard gets a new 3-year, $63 million deal. And it goes on to talk about first-round management. That's going to be his agents. So that's Ian Rappaport. To give you an idea, and I was listening to Cleveland radio this morning. They got this wrong. They talked about this guy being 6 foot tall. No, he's 6'5". He's a monster. He's 6'5", 322. He's big boy. He's a big boy. And all he does is start games. All right? He had a couple of years where he's got some injuries, but you got a 15-game season, a 17-game season, 16 and 16 games. So he's going to start the majority of the games next year, if he can stay healthy, just like that, for the Cleveland Browns. All right? So I think most of us believe that one of their first 2 draft picks is going to be on an offensive lineman. Who knows? I would assume even with this trade, look, offensive line's got to be the order of the day for the Browns. If they want to find out what Shedeur can be, if they think Deshaun Watson's a guy, or if they might draft Ty Simpson. Guys, this Ty Simpson noise with the Browns is getting louder. It's getting louder. And when you're sitting there, look, I don't want to draw any lines here, but you just signed a right tackle, which means you could draft yourself a left tackle at 6, and then you could draft Ty Simpson at 24. And there is a major connection with Todd Monken. Everybody kind of knows it, but Ty Simpson, he talked in great detail about it. By the way, guys, best footwork at the combine. No doubt about it. Best footwork at the combine. Now, if it's me, I've got the only issue I have with Ty Simpson, the only issue is 15 starts. And if you could stick to the mantra of not starting this kid day one and actually let him sit, I'd let him sit for an entire season. But that's not how this works. And that's the problem with taking a Ty Simpson. he'd be perfect for the Rams because McVay can draft him. Matthew Stafford may play another 1 to 2 seasons, and he can just sit back and get reps and learn. And then Ty Simpson in 1 to 2 seasons will be fully ready to be a starter. I don't love the fit with the Browns because they're gonna want to play him right away. I'd rather take Carson Beck in the 3rd round and give him a shot because he's got a ton of experience, ton of snaps in college, and he's familiar with Monken too. They're tight. Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson has known Browns head coach Todd Monken for years. Simpson says he'd love to go to Cleveland and play for Monken in the NFL. Quote, "My dad and Coach Monken go way back," Simpson told Cleveland.com. "They talk often. He texted him when he got the job, and they've texted a little bit since. So if I had the opportunity to play for the Browns, it would be a dream come true." Simpson believes Monken and his staff will make Cleveland a good place for a quarterback to develop. Quote, "I think I'd be in great hands with the team that they have and the organization. And then Coach Monken, what he does with quarterbacks in the offense is super quarterback friendly. And I think he's going to coach me hard if I'm able to go there. And I know he's going to do it the right way. I'm super excited." The Browns drafted 2 QBs last year, Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel. So, I'm just going to put this out there. If the Browns draft Ty Simpson, number one, I mean, do they trade Shedeur Sanders? Do they trade Shedeur Sanders? I'm going to tell you why. Ty Simpson's agent is going to be like, "Look, if you're going to draft my guy, he doesn't need all that noise that's going to come." And we all know, right? I know. All right. And I've said, I thought Shedeur ought to get a chance to compete for the job. But if you draft Ty Simpson, it's a wrap. It's his job. It's his job. And if you're going to play any of the quarterbacks on your roster for 8 or 16 games and let Ty Simpson sit, then it's Deshaun Watson. Because you know you're not keeping him, right? And there's certainly no fire around playing Deshaun Watson from the fan base, right? Now, are they going to want to see Ty Simpson? Yeah. But I think if they draft him, he should sit. At least, I'd set him until about the last 6 games, maybe. And then I'd consider starting him, or I'd let him sit all year. But I don't think you can roll Shedeur out there as the starter for the season. And then if he looks pretty good, I mean, yeah, I guess you could trade him. But then you've got the whole thing with the fan base going nuts. And I'm talking about Shedeur's fan base, not the Browns. I don't know how that dynamic would work. Again, I continue to say, don't sleep on Dallas and Sanders at some point. I would feel even more strongly about that had they not gotten Joe Milton. But you could still bring Shedeur in there. You know? I just think the Deion Jerry thing is real. You know? I do. So that's the reason I've always brought that up. Ty Simpson. Wow. Hey, they got a starting right tackle. I'm telling you. Browns are going to do something at quarterback that's going to raise some eyebrows. Get ready. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.